other member, Kofi. We still is gone, so thank you very much. We still have, obviously, Brother Bub with us. Now we have a special guest. And we have, formerly known, but he's a 4-time HWA TV champ. Obviously, a 2-time tag team champ from HWA. So we have, JT Stahr, ladies and gentlemen. JT, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going?
Good. I'm glad, once again, it's an honor for you to actually have us here, on the show. Appreciate that very, very much. Give us a background about yourself. And let us, when did you debut in pro wrestling? How did it start off? Who trained you? And how did the whole wrestling scene begin for you?
So basically, like most of what people know, if they've heard of me, I'm like the quiet influence in pro wrestling. Like I'm not famous at all. But like a lot of people that like you've heard of, like they know me and they'll be like, oh yeah, no, Jeff's pretty good. He doesn't suck. Because there's a lot of guys named that suck. Basically, I started at HWA, which is in Cincinnati, which at the time was one of the developmental territories for WWE. So basically, it was like this little fed, and I guess they just trained everybody real good. And so like from the time that I heard about it and started saving money to like when I started, I walked in on my first day and they were like, oh yeah, we switched buildings, whatever. And then there's like Rey Mysterio's walking by.
Wow.
Easy Money, like all these dudes from TV. Like literally the first dude I remember I actually talked to was Nigel McGuinness, who's now like one of my best friends in the business. But I remember like calling him up. That was when I first got my cell phone. And he's like, no, you got to turn down this street, mate. And blah, blah, blah. He's like, got to like point me in. And yes, that was when I first got there. To those who don't know, I mean, by now probably everybody knows, but a developmental camp is kind of like being like a minor league team for like the majors. So basically it was like, say they see you and they think you got potential, like you were some college football star or you're just a giant or whatever.
Yeah.
And they go, man, we want to like train this guy. They send you there. Or if say like what happened with us, like the reason Mysterio was there, he was an already big star. He got injured. And they're like, well, before we put you back on TV, we want to make sure we knock out all the ring rust. Go do these little shows here, get your timing back, make sure you can work around, your rehab or whatever.
Yeah.
And, and then you can work with some of these dudes who might be stars later, give them a little experience wrestling these guys. And so it was kind of like that. So like all those dudes were there. And like I said, I just kind of walked into it. I just wanted to learn how to wrestle. I just wanted to be good. I didn't really think like it was even possible to make it to WWE because at the time I was like 160 pounds. I'm 5'11". Like I ran track in college. I didn't think it was possible to be that big. And then I got there and found out there's a whole lot of dudes from TV that are the same height or shorter than me. They just say they're bigger. They got like lifts in their shoes or whatever. But
yeah.
that was pretty much where I started. And then it was, like I said, it was developmental when I first got there. And I remember I actually I shot up pretty quick. When I started, they told us like, oh yeah, most guys from when you start training, you don't get on shows for like maybe a year and a half, 2 years. There's a couple people that did it in like 8 months that were just phenomenal. So I just figured like, all right, I'm going to be here, a while, whatever. And I think I had my first match in like 3 months. So it was.
Wow. So who was your, may I ask you a question? Who was your first match against, bro?
Oh, no, my first match was just a squash. It was this dude, it was Sarge and, what was Joe going by? Crypt. He was going by Crypt. Okay. Basically, their gimmick was like they were a tag team, and then they would just pick out like random dudes and beat the shit out of them. So like when you first start, you do what's called paying your dues. You gotta do a bunch of other stuff. So trainee, we set up the ring and tear down the ring and stuff like that, and like you work security for the shows and that type of thing. So I was just a security guard, and this is why I always tell my nephews and shit, man, like always come early and work hard. I really got that spot in 3 months because I happened to be there early. And like I was one of the dudes, like one of the trainees that was like a little more athletic, and I've been learning really fast. So the people in charge kind of like trusted me, but like I just happened to be like I was always the first one at the building, and they were just like, "Hey Jeff, you want to get your ass kicked today?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Hell yeah.
The whole story was they got to pick their opponents, and he just goes, "Security guard Jeff," and then they pull me in the ring and just take a beating, but it counts. I don't give a fuck. This shit counts. I got my ass whooped, but I was like, I got to be out there, and since I was like the first dude they did that to, then later on when they were like, all right, we think we're gonna like debut you, that like they kicked the shit out of everybody else, they pulled me out and I got a little bit of offense. So instead of just getting whooped like everybody else, I got to fucking land a drop kick and some other shit. Everybody was like, "Oh, this dude is awesome."
There you go.
I remember I was like super amped, like I could jump real high anyway. And I drop kicked this dude. I was so excited. I like did like a backflip with a twist, not even on purpose. I was just and I just jumped.
So you are Hall of Famer. You are Hall of Famer, man. I ain't gonna lie, you are Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah,
you
so
are Hall of Famer.
It looked really cool. It wasn't on purpose. I was just like excited. It was like adrenaline. Like I was flew out the damn ring, and I was just like, and then I got the next 3 weeks.
What's the most famous person you ever got busy with? You know.
Well, again, that would be except we just started the interview on.
Damn right. Let's go. Come on, tell the world. Give the people what they want.
Moxley, it would easily be John Moxley, just because me and Moxley, like he also went to HWA. He was a few years behind me, so technically it's almost like I'm one of the dudes who broke him into the business because I've been wrestling for 5 years.
Right.
So yeah, like I mean, once you become WWE Heavyweight Champion, he's the only heavyweight champion I think I've probably been in the ring with. But there's a lot of dudes that came through there that like are kind of hitting now that weren't really like I remember I used to feel kind of bitter because I would look around and I'd be like, man, like we got all these good dudes that came out of here, and I've seen dudes that I didn't think were as good as them that were kind of making a name for themselves. And but like the Irish Airborne, was it Ohio's for Killers or whatever they're going by in TNA? So the
OVE.
Yeah.
OVE.
Those are my contemporaries. So like I used to be in a tag team, and us the Chris brothers used to just have all these crazy ass matches.
Wait. Well, you got in the ring the Briscoes?
Huh?
You said the Briscoes?
No. OVE.
OVE. Oh, OVE. I thought you said the Briscoes. I'm like, yo, I love the Briscoes, man.
David and Chris.
Okay.
So like us and the Chris brothers, we used to have like all these like crazy matches and shit.
Wow, that's crazy.
Nigel McGuinness is out of there. BJ Whitmer's out of there. Matt Striker's out of there. But it's weird because the other Matt Striker, the one who went to WWE, he was actually the second one. The one who was in Ring of Honor, that's one of ours. He had the name first. Who ended up getting famous.
I saw that, by the way. I did see that in a couple of matches. It was interesting that he had it first before the other Matt Striker WWE. That's really interesting. So,
and it's crazy because they don't spell it the same. They do not spell it the same.
No, it's different.
But it wasn't even like real beef. I think it was just one of those names where it was just like a name both of them thought was cool because there was a whole other striker, and I think at some point them and our Matt Striker had like a striker versus striker match. He was like, I was actually thinking about changing my name. How about we have a match? We make a big deal out of it. You beat me, and then I can change my name, and then I got an excuse. So it was like, that's all it was. And I think they were talking about doing the same thing, but then he ended up getting signed by WWE because he got fired. Like that was the whole story. Like, he was a teacher, and he went and did like a show. He called off sick and did some like wrestling shows. That's when he was on ECW. He was on the Sci-Fi Channel and stuff like that. Yeah. Thought about it. It became national news, and so WWE signed him. He literally got like his whole fucking claim to fame for just doing some fun shit and getting fired from his job.
Wow, that's crazy. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you ever run across? I don't know. At the time, I'm not sure if you were there at the time. Like Elix Skipper or like Bill Dumont or like Shark Boy, I believe so.
Not those particular guys, but like I said, it was developmental. So when I started, like it's funny. There was like that was, I guess, when they first had bought like WCW.
Mm-hmm.
So there was way more WCW guys who were at AWA because it was basically us and OVW. And we did our TV together. We actually would drive down to Louisville because it's like an hour, 2 hours away from Cincinnati. So they would do the TV together, but like most of the people who were developmental that we had were WCW guys who were going back on TV. So like some of the people you've probably heard of, one I'll mention because I think he was great. I don't know if you'll remember me or not. We're not like super close or nothing, but I think Brian Kendrick is one of the most awesome dudes.
Yes, man, Spanky. Man, Spanky.
Back then, he was Spanky. He was coming out to Jurassic
Spanky,
Park, shit like that. You know how he got his contract?
How's that?
He lived the fuck down there. He was doing Ring of Honor, all the other stuff. He had a name for himself, but everybody else, fucking, you know, oh, I'm gonna send in this tape or whatever. This motherfucker just, he was like, oh, Cincinnati's developmental. Cincinnati. He was like, yeah, I want to try and do shows. And they were like, yo, this dude is awesome. And they gave him a fucking contract. But like, he's one of my fucking heroes in wrestling. He's like legit. He's the dude who taught me how to do hip toss right. Because what they would have is they would have the contract practice. So that would be early. And then that would be all the WCW and the big name guys. They would have a practice. And all the trainees, it would be like an hour or two. And then our practice would start. So we wouldn't even we didn't get to practice with those dudes. Most of them didn't even really fuck with us or talk to us at all.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, like these guys don't fucking count, or there's some marks. They sign up to wrestle just to be around wrestlers, which legitimately there was a lot of dudes who did that. But what I remember, the reason I remember Kendrick is because I would always get there early, but by the time I got there, all the contract guys would be gone except Brian Kendrick. That motherfucker would be in the ring because we had multiple rings. We had 2 WCW rings and a WWF ring, which is bigger, and had steel ropes. And the WCW, like the Thunder rings, were made more for cruiserweight, so they had like cable, so it was easier to like springboard.
Wow, that's crazy.
Kendrick would be in the other ring when you get there. He'd still he'd be doing his own workouts alone, practicing punches and kicks and all this shit in the ring by himself. He's already got a contract, doesn't have to do shit, and he'd be in there fucking working out. And then I don't get there early, so he'd be like, "Oh, here, let me," and he'd start fucking teaching me shit.
So we hear. I'm sorry, we hear a lot of stories about Brian Kendrick and his attitude. So hearing from you, he really wasn't that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
You want to hear some funny shit?
Yeah,
This is the funny shit that I used to hear complaints about his fucking attitude. Because I would hear complaints about his attitude. I would hear motherfuckers complaining about how this motherfucker was helping set up the ring and shit. Because they'd be like, you're making us look bad. I'm like, dude, you're already fucking on the show. Why the fuck? Let the fucking new guy set up the fucking ring. And this motherfucker's there early doing all this fucking work. And people look at us like we're supposed to fucking fuck that fuck.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Right.
I paid his dues, though.
Dude, when I fucking started. Like, he's one of my fucking heroes in goddamn wrestling. Because, like, to me, I was like, okay, I want to be more like this motherfucker. And dude. So I'm like, obviously, he had a work ethic that got him somewhere. But that's, like, I for real remember, because, like, when I was there, that was when Steve Bradley was still alive. So he was there.
Wow, R.I.P., yeah.
How did I just forget his last name? Lance, tall blonde dude. He was in a tag team.
Lance Cade.
Lance Cade was still alive. He was there. I remember.
Rest in peace, Lance Cade.
Isn't he dead too? Lance Cade is dead, right?
Because I think they both went to Shawn Michaels school, and he was like,
"Yep,
man, this guy."
Trevor Murdoch was his tag team partner. Trevor Murdoch. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That motherfucker look like a gallon of milk. Yeah.
Yeah, Trevor Murdoch. Yeah.
But yeah, man, but fucking Brian Kendrick, in my opinion, deserves every fucking good thing he's fucking have to him. Like, I fucking hats off to that dude. Because I know everybody in wrestling always, like, they want to talk shit about dudes who are assholes or who did some dirty shit. But, like, if there's anybody I can fucking throw out there and be like, yo, man, like, nah, this motherfucker is, like, I give props to this dude for being fucking awesome. That's a fucking dude
Hey, we love you, Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, I will never have anything bad to say about him.
Yeah.
Plus, he was one of the best pool partners I ever had. I'm not gonna lie, we cheated the whole goddamn game. Props for catching. No, dude, we did. Like, me and him.
That's dope.
Up in pool against, I forget who we were playing, but we cheated that whole fucking game. Like, he would distract motherfuckers, and I would just knock balls in the fucking thing.
So let me ask you a question. And has there any like promotions looked at you ever since, you know, like ROH, you know, any other promotions ever looked at you and wanted you to come in and work for them?
That's kind of like, that's the weird thing about fucking wrestling is that, like, they trained us to wrestle real well at HWA, but the one thing they were really bad with, like, there wasn't a whole lot of like, oh, this is how you get yourself booked, or this is how you do this. So for me, I was always like, I just got to get better. Nobody's looking at me. I got to get better. So I just kept like changing the way I looked at matches and kept doing shit different, but I wasn't trying to get booked. And then every time somebody'd be like, yo, man, why don't you just, like, I've literally never sent out a tape. And I remember a couple times, the only reason I ever got booked anywhere besides HWA is because somebody'd be like, yo, man, like, why don't you just fucking come with me? Like, just come with me, just bring your gear. Don't fucking, like, walk in with it like you're booked, but just, like, bring it with you, have it in the car, and then I'll fucking see if they got a spot. And then if I ever wrestled anywhere, I got booked there again. Like, that's all the fuck it was. The problem was all the dudes who were like, dude, you need to roll with me, were like the older guys.
Yeah.
They got to the point where they were getting flown out to shit. Like, I can't fly to Japan with BJ Whitmer and hope to get booked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so,
I'm sorry.
That is true, though. I mean, I have to agree with you on that. Because, yeah, you're going to go to Japan, you don't get booked? Like, fuck, I'm only here for nothing? Like, pretty much spending money, you know? So,
yeah, well, the thing is, it's like when somebody's already driving somewhere, then you're like, hey, I chip in on gas. I'll roll with you, whatever. And then, like, there's by all means a couple opportunities that kind of fucked up. And then somewhere there's really bad luck. Like, I did a match at, what do you call it? Who's the shit in Ian Rotten shit in IPW or whatever, in fucking Chicago?
Yeah, I believe it's IPW, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like, like that was kind of like the road to Ring of Honor. And I got lucky because this is like my bread and butter, the way we got trained. The match was luck of the draw. So it was basically people in the audience there's like a hat or whatever with like all the wrestlers' names in it, and they go around and people in the audience have to pick one out, and then they hit your music, and that's your opponent. And so this was a legit thing that they were doing. And of all the people, I drew Matt Seidel.
Wow.
Oh, hell.
We do shit. We call shit in the ring.
Airborne.
That's part of our training at HWA. So there was no like, oh shit, can I come up with something? I was like, dude, if he can't call it, fuck, I can call it all day. And I called like most of that match because I was like, we were in the back. I was just like, hey, I don't know who most of you guys are. Like, what are your finishers? If I end up in the ring with you, I know who it is. And dude, when that music hit, I was like, fuck yeah. And dude, we came back. Ian was impressed. He was like, yeah, blah, blah. It was a definite I was going to get called back. And my car would not start leaving from Chicago to go back to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Like, done. So then it ends up being a thing where it's like, okay, Nate Webb, shout out to Nate Webb. Nate Webb drove me back to Indianapolis where he lived. And then there was another dude, this referee, Bruce Gray, who was like a super cool guy, drove to Indianapolis from Cincinnati and picked me up and took me home. And basically then I had to like, it took me like a week or so. I had to like save up enough money, and then I had to get a tow truck, and I drove the tow truck all the way to Chicago to pick up my car to get myself back to Cincinnati.
Damn.
And it was like that.
How many hours was that, bro? Like, fuck.
Like 3 hours?
At that point, it took me almost a year to make the money that I spent. So it was like,
it's safe to say you paid your dues on the low. You paid your dues. Yeah, it's safe to say you paid your dues.
I didn't have like somebody else that was getting booked there, so I was like, I didn't have a car at that point, so I just ended up not wrestling there again. It was like years before I had it. And it's fucked up because a couple people recognized me and were like, dude, that was the best match on the fucking show and all that shit. And I'm like, you know, like it just.
Who did you wrestle that night? Who did you wrestle that night? Did you recall?
Yeah, Max Seidel.
Max Seidel. There you go. Max Seidel. That's right. There you go.
Yeah, so it was like, so I had a good.
So how was that match? Like, I meant I was going to ask you, like, what is your finisher?
Yo, you took the words right out my goddamn mouth, man. What the hell is your finisher?
I would use the flipping neck breaker. I would use Christian's Unprettier.
Oh, yeah.
One of the biggest moves that I ever invented, I will get no credit for, and admittedly I was not using it as a finisher. You know the curb stomp?
Yeah.
That was mine. I made that. That's
a fucking good ass finisher too. I love
that. That
should have been credit to you first of all.
And so you heard here on Circle of Debate. And in addition to that, when JT first told me about this, my jaw dropped. You know, when you first told me about that.
Wow, yeah.
Here's what's funny about it. Like I said, John Moxley comes from the same school as me, right? The same wrestling school. So he used to always be like, dude, you should use that as a finisher. That should be your finishing move. And there was two reasons why I didn't use it. One, because I was like, at the time, I was losing a whole lot. Like, I pissed somebody off. So, like, I was, like, losing all the time. So I was like, well, nobody will ever get to see it. And then, two, I was like, man, whoever does that shit on TV first is going to get credit for it.
Yeah.
No, WWE actually watches our program because, like I said, we used to be developmental. And even though we weren't, there were still, like, writers and shit who were there. So they would, like, sometimes they would steal some of the storylines we were doing. And the guy who ran our website, he was like, oh, yeah, like Rick. He was like, oh, I know for a fact they do. Because every time we put up an episode, I see these IP addresses ping. I know who they belong to. That's Chris. That's so-and-so. That's so-and-so. So he's like, yeah, that's where they're getting ideas from. So there was part of me that was kind of afraid because I was like, man, if I do this or this or this, they're going to fucking take it. Somebody's going to do it on TV first. And then they're going to say I'm copying. Plus, everybody copies on the indies, which means if I go to wrestle somewhere else, like right now, if I go on the indies and wrestle somewhere, there's going to be some skinny kid in the fucking locker room who's been wrestling 2 years who's going to go, oh, you can't do the curb stomp. That's my move.
That's like the Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like the Canadian Destroyer. You see how that move gets abused.
Yeah, and so it's
after you use the move too much, it gets like.
And then well, no, I made it, and nobody knows I made it. Like nobody.
Wow.
So I'm like, and it's not like I'm mad at Seth Rollins because I'm not, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, at least I can make myself on a video game, and the move exists now.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
It still kind of sucks because if I go certain places, then it's gonna be like, well, shit. But like I said, it was like Moxley got there, and that's literally when Seth Rollins started using the curb stomp. When they got to NXT, I know he was like, well, there was this dude in Cincinnati who used to do this move. You should fucking do it. Because the first time I ever saw him do it, he was doing it to Moxley. And I was like, oh, fuck, yeah. And then he wasn't using it as a first, but I think he was doing some sort of weird knee, like running knee strike. And they were like, nah, fuck the other one.
So in your career, were you more towards the heel side or the babyface side? And did you have
that's a good question.
I ended up being a heel.
Very great question. Very great question.
I was a heel a lot longer. I had fun doing both, to be honest with you. Like, especially once I got established, I think one of the biggest things that kills a lot of guys, usually you start off as a babyface, but you're real generic. So you're, and you're doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I don't know if it's because I'm black or my face or whatever, but I look like I'm being very condescending to the audience. So, like, I started out in this tag team. My tag team partner was, like, white/Jewish, whatever, blonde hair. Like, he looks like a baby face from the 80s. So if we came out and he's like, woo, yeah, the crowd would get behind him because he looks like he's that dude. And I would go, yeah. And they look at me like, man, fuck you. It looks like I'm making fun of him. So for a long time.
Did that hurt your confidence? Did that hurt your confidence as a wrestler or entertainer? No.
It was what it was. I think it's just part of when you really start, because like to me, I analyze shit. So I look at it like, okay, why does this work? Why does it not work? What is whatever? There's certain aspects of wrestling that are, for the most part, pretty, even though it's a form of entertainment, it's kind of factual. It's kind of like being an artist. There's certain techniques.
Jeff, what was the birth of the pink gimmick, though?
I'll get into that. Let me finish it. All right. But I think there's certain things that are technique, and then there's certain part that's just artistic, like it's flair or whatever, right? So for me, there's certain basics they teach you in wrestling that you need to know, but then it gets to a point where it's like you just got to be you, so it's authentic. The pink part came out, and you definitely need to, down here in the corner, you definitely need to understand this. Okay, I have white spies everywhere. One of the things is a lot of white people won't call you nigger, but because you'll get your ass beat. But what they will do is they'll say Canadian. So they'll start talking shit about Canadians, and that's just code for fucking black people. But I have white spies everywhere, so they told me about the shit. So when people shit about Canada, I'd be like, what? What? Like, I get pissed off. So it became this running joke that Jeff was Canadian.
I did not know that. That's the first for me. First.
That's deep. Yeah. Yo, I just learned a lot, man.
If you go to a restaurant, sometimes you'll hear people go, oh, I got a table of Canadians. And that's what they mean is like, I got a table full of black people. So it ended up being a thing. So like one dude told me about it and I was like, oh, that's fucked up, whatever. But his brother lives in Nashville. So I thought it was just a down south thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I worked in a restaurant in Cincinnati. And I was like, oh, it made its way here. And a lot of people make jokes about Canadians, but I would be like, what? And they were like, and my friends would think it was hilarious. And then it became this running joke where like, they'd be like, man, you can jump really high. Well, it's because I'm Canadian. Nah.
Oh, my
But
God.
not knowing that, yo, I'm black.
I did not know that, man.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So when I started wrestling, I didn't know what my name or anything was going to be. But I was like, oh, I'm going to be from Canada. Plus, I had just read The Rock's book, and his dad was from Nova Scotia, Canada.
Yeah.
Canada, yeah.
That must be where all Canada's black people are from. It's Nova Scotia. So I was like, yeah, I'm from Nova Scotia, Canada. That was like the one part that I was like, that I had. You know what I mean? So it was like.
That's dope. That's dope, though. That's dope.
I got
That's
to
real
wear
dope.
pink and black because that's the Canadian shit. And a lot of my favorite wrestlers were all Canadian. So I was like, fuck it. Like, let's do this shit.
Yeah.
It ended up being a whole big thing. And it was extra heel heat. Because everybody's like, oh, you fucking faggot. So that was where all of that came from.
So that would inspire you to wear the pink, that's okay.
Yo, that's advertisement. That's smart advertisement. I like that.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't know about that.
That's smart advertisement, man. You gotta know your history if you're gonna do it. And I respect you for that, bro. I definitely respect you for that. Yeah.
So I have another question. So because I've never wrestled a match in my life or been trained, for someone like you that has been in the ring with, like a Moxley or something.
Dream. Talk about a dream.
And since you say you like to analyze, and I feel like you really need a lot of analysis if you're going to be a wrestler, what's your take on the WWE style or like a Japan style or AEW style differences?
It's all just, like I said, it's preference. It's like, I really consider wrestling like an art form.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Definitely.
A lot of times I'll hear like stand-up comedians talk about stand-up comedy and shit like that, and I'm like, dude, this is so fucking similar. It is extremely similar, the way you put stuff together and the way you do it, because even within like the indies, there's styles. Like the way they wrestle down south is completely different from like the ideas of the Midwest or the East Coast or even the West Coast. Like when I got out here, the first thing I noticed in the locker room is people playing out way more shit. I saw dudes in the locker room like, I'm gonna hit you 3 times and I want you to dunk this and whatever. Whereas like in the Midwest, you might be like, yo, what's the finish? And if there's like a couple cool spots, you're like, oh, I might do this move and we'll go into it like this. And you're like, yeah. But other than that, it's like, okay, what's the cutoff? Is there like a comeback and a finish? That's it. And then everything else, you just fucking play. And while you're in the ring, you're coming up with shit. When you go down south, a lot of them dudes hardly even wrestle. It's all just brawling. and then fucking like really good promos. Like they really care about promos. Whereas in the Midwest, we hardly ever practiced fucking promos.
So who's your inspiration? Like, who inspired you? You know, or who was your, you know, like it starts somewhere, man.
A lot of people I liked. It's weird to say like inspired because like I never tried to be like anybody specific. Like if somebody said something that kind of rang a bell in my brain, I was like, cool. But a lot of my favorite wrestlers didn't look anything like me. So it's like,
wow, yeah.
One of the things I hated in wrestling, and this was like the most annoying shit, is dudes who tried to wrestle just like somebody. And it's like, nigga, you can't be Andre the Giant. You're 5'6". Quit trying to do all those fucking moves. You look
and Andre wasn't even all that good. That's real shit, man. Andre wasn't even all that good. But that's
trying to be Rey Mysterio. I'm like, that ain't gonna work. Quit. You gotta figure out who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? Like that dude got over. And don't get me wrong. Chris Benoit made a fucking career out of being Dynamite Kid. But for the most part, you really can't go out and be somebody else and really hit like that. You gotta, I mean, when you first start, there's gonna be a level of it, but then you gotta kind of be like, all right, man, like you gotta figure you out. That's why I was saying, like, as I got more established, even being a babyface was fun. Because when I first started, I was in a tag team, and he was definitely the more popular dude because that was him. And then when we turned heel, oh, that was Jeff's time. The dude was getting all the fucking heat in the group. It was like, it was fucking on. It was like, oh. And it was funny because at a certain point, I ended up being face again, and I thought it was going to be terrible, and I got over more. But I got over more because I didn't try to do babyface shit. I literally tried to not be a face. Like they were like, we're turning your face, and I was like, we'll see about that. And
that's like Darius Carter. Big shout out to one of my favorite independent stars. His name is Darius Carter, and he's a smug motherfucker. So you and him would have got along perfectly, man. I ain't gonna lie.
But you know what it was? Being a heel, I just directed, or being a face, I just directed all my heel shit to the heel. And didn't really fuck with the audience unless they fucked with me first. And I still would. Like, dude, that was Cleveland All-Pro was notorious for, like, being, I guess, kind of like a Philly crowd. Like, people don't get over like that in fucking Cleveland. It's that kind of city. Like, the first time, I think Stryker took me up there. And, like, Claudio Castagnoli was wrestling there. And fucking Samoa Joe and all these dudes. So it was like, oh, this is like a good fed, right? And I remember we got up there early, and some dude is showing us around downtown Cleveland, and it was like a death tour. He's like, "Oh yeah, this blah blah blah, this famous club venue," and I'm like, "Oh cool." And he's like, "Yeah, this is where this dude from this band, I think it was like Pantera or something, got murdered." And he like seemed really proud of it. Every place he showed us in Cleveland was like that. And I was like, "Dude, like this place is bananas." But I remember the first show I did, and I'm like, I still got on my pink tights because I've been a heel everywhere. And they were like, we want you to be like a baby face or maybe a tweener. And I'm like, sure. And as soon as I go out, somebody from the crowd like calls me a faggot or something. And I'm like, yeah, fuck them. I'm going to go heel. And I started ripping on this dude. And I said something about like, I saw his mom throwing barrels at Super Mario or some shit. Lost it.
Yo, first thing that came to your mind, right?
Yeah, I was over for the rest of the show. But it was like I was acting like a heel, but then I got over. So I was like, oh, that's when I first started to figure out, like, yo, you don't have to be like, to be a face.
Yeah. Right.
You have to know who you're being like I can be a dick to this guy as long as he's a bad guy. And if somebody in the crowd says something, I can be a dick back. As long as you're good at it, people like you.
That's awesome.
So I have a question, and this is my last question. If a promotion called you right now, would you pick up and go?
Huh?
Oh, I was about to ask that same question.
Yeah, I told you, we think alike, brother man. If any promotion called you right now, would you pick up and go?
Of course.
That's real shit.
Dude, right now with this pandemic shit, like everything I do for money for a living is kind of out there where I'm like, Yeah, contract. I could fucking use it. Plus, I think there's that little part in your brain too that when you put that much work into something, you're like, man, I would have liked to have gotten some sort of recognition for it because it's, I don't know. I feel like one of those comedians that other stand-up comedians will be talking about on Joe Rogan, and they all know who that is, and they're like, no, he was pretty good, whatever. But then like nobody else knows what you're talking about, and then it might be like 3 other dudes that like stole some shit from this dude or whatever, and like nobody cares, and they're all famous, and that dude just died, forgotten. So there's that like that little part where you're like, yeah, I would have liked to, just. Like got my credit, but then at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but that ain't the only thing I'm gonna fucking do in my life, and it's whatever. Like I moved out here for film, like I've been working on movies and shit.
And Jeff, that's where I met you. I actually met you on the set. We were both extras on a TV show for those watching. Me and Jeff used to work as background actors, and here in Hollywood. So since we're based in LA, well, four out of the 7 or 6 of us. Sorry, I can't count right now. But something I definitely want you to get more credit for is when you told me about the Mr. Jacko gimmick.
Explain
that
to me. Explain that.
I gotta hear it. Okay.
Yeah, explain that to me.
Here's another one. All right. So when I was in HWA, like I said, I was very comfortable calling shit in the ring. That's part of how we got trained. So one of the things that we used to do, because like I said, I got a lot of you get a lot of ring time because the school was open like 5 days a week, and then we had multiple shows on the weekend, and our TV filmed on Tuesday. So especially like with me, like I said, I had that whole like Kendrick thing where I was like, dude, I'm not gonna. Some people get on shows and they would stop showing up to practice. I'm like, I'm gonna keep going to practice every day. So 5 days a week, plus Tuesday, plus Friday and Saturday shows, and then they started doing a Sunday show. And the Sunday show was just for the trainees. It was a free show to get in, and the whole idea was we want to get these guys used to being and performing in front of an audience so that we can, when we put them on TV, they're not like freaking out. And my whole thing was like, because this is like when Moxley and them were first starting. Like a lot of people don't realize the whole way he got the name John Moxley was that movie Varsity Blues.
Oh, okay.
And a tag team with this other dude, and their whole gimmick was they were football players. So yeah, that was his whole deal. But
that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, so my whole thing was like, well, here's the thing. At that point, I had already been on TV for a while, and so I was like, all these new guys like Moxley that like could be something. Moxley was actually to the point where he was doing shows on TV, but he was just like a jobber. That's kind of how you start, right? So I was like, well, he's gonna come on TV on Tuesday, and I'm gonna beat him up. So why come out here on Sunday and then beat him up there too? Like, wouldn't it make more sense if us experienced guys, the ones who are doing these Sunday shows, if we all had masked characters and then we get these guys over? So even though it's not on TV, the hometown audience gets used to seeing them beat somebody. So if we beat them on TV on Tuesday, I beat a somebody instead of a nobody who always loses. So we need to come up with these characters. And there was this dude, he was a legit luchador from Mexico, super sick, wrestled in AAA, fucking awesome dude. And he was going back. I had told him about this gimmick I wanted to do, and he was going back to Mexico. And I was like, dude, can you how much would it cost if I wanted to get a mask made? I have an idea for this character. He's like, yeah, draw a picture of it, Wade, blah, blah, blah. So he gives it to me. He ended up not even charging for it. He's like, it's cool, no big deal. And he's just like, I fucking love Victor. He's dead now. He just died of cancer within the last
Wow.
But
do you remember his name? Well, what was his name?
Huh?
What was his name?
What was his name?
Super Zeta.
Super what?
Super Zeta. Zeta.
Okay.
But yeah, he came up with it. So I had this character, Mr. Jacko. So he was like a luchador Michael Jackson. So I sewed a wig onto the head. And then it's funny because the house I was living in, it was my great-grandmother's house, right? She was like 108 when she died. And she lived right by the college, right off campus from the college that I had gone to. So when she died, I ended up just moving into her place because the family owned it. So I remember just looking in the basement, and I found this old Michael Jackson jacket from the actual 80s. just an
Holy
old
shit.
zippers.
Wow.
And at that point, my arms were too big for it, but the thing zipped off the side. So I just zipped the sleeves off. I had the vest, and then I had the whole thing covered head to toe. And I remember begging Cody to let me do this gimmick. And him being like, dude, everybody's going to know it's you. Like, we know the way you walk and all stuff like that. And I was like, dude, just let me do it. And finally, on those Sunday shows, he let me do the gimmick. And the next Tuesday, I was on television as Mr. Jacko and had a higher spot in the card than I did as me, JT Stahr. I remember, everybody's gonna know it's you.
I give you that, man. I give you that. I give you that. I definitely give you that, man.
Right? I got done with that first match, and I was walking back to the locker room, and I heard a bunch of people in the audience go, dude, you can tell that's Andre. There was 3 black wrestlers in the Fed. Me, Andre Hart, and Deja Vu. Deja Vu was like 300-something pounds. They knew it wasn't him. Andre Hart was like 6 inches shorter than me. But they were convinced it was Andre for years. Nobody knew that I was Mr. Jacko.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow, man.
holy shit.
That's good shit.
Wait.
And the promos that you cut though, the promos that JT cut as Mr. Jacko.
Oh, dude, I did the whole thing. I remember going out and being like, you know, I do the voice and I'd be like, well, you know, when I get in the ring.
Wait. All right. So you're the dude that moonwalks and DDTs, right?
No, that's another dude named.
Okay, I was about to say.
That's Santana Jackson.
Okay. I'm about to say, hold on.
JT's the OG of that idea though.
Yeah.
Okay.
He took that idea.
That's fire. That's fire. You're a Hall of Famer to me, brother. You're good, man.
But it's like I said, that's another thing I'll never get credit for. And again, I'm not mad at the dude. I feel like he does the gimmick better than I did. Because I didn't do the Michael Jackson dances as well as him. Like, I've seen him. I feel like he does those dances really well.
I like the voice, though. I like the voice that you do.
I want to talk to that dude because, for real, there's a couple moves that I've made for, like, Mr. Jacko that I'm like, yo, you need to do this. The only thing that sucks is he doesn't wear a mask because I feel like that almost could have been, like, some Tiger Mask shit. Like,
yeah.
Generations, like you're the next Jacko or some shit. But the finishing move I used, not that I really won too much of Mr. Jacko, but you remember Mr. Sacco?
Yeah.
Mr. Jacko.
Pull out the sparkly glove, put it on instead of the sock, and I would do that, and I called it the sleepover.
I love the name.
That is great. That is great. Good shit. JT.
The promos though.
Shit.
The promos though, like the.
I'm dangerous. I'm a smooth criminal.
Bro, I would have loved to see that, man. I would have loved. I need to look for that. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Can we catch any of your matches on like a YouTube or something?
There's very little that I found because it's a weird thing. Like the stuff that they actually posted, I think they only ever posted one match of me as JT Stahr where I won, and then like most of the rest of it was like not necessarily the best matches, but the Mr. Jacko thing. I remember like one or two of them that actually got posted up, and they were both weirdly like I don't know, something about the music or something. So they dubbed over different music, but it was especially fucked up because like Mr. Jacko was coming to the ring instead of coming to I'm Bad, he was like coming to Little John. It doesn't make any sense when you see this Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Little John.
Yeah.
So it's like I never like show people that, but there's footage somewhere. Whoever has the rights to it.
I found it. It's on YouTube, and I saw it's like Lil Jon-ish type music. It's like it's not actually Lil Jon. It's like a Lil Jon rip-off song that they put on you. And you got the head.
Send me the link, Dragon.
I'll send it to you.
I'll send it, man. I gotta see that shit. What?
Let me ask you this, JT. Let me ask you this. I mean, are you watching the product right now? Like, what do you think about the current state of pro wrestling and with AEW, WWE, and New Japan? What do you think about it?
Sporadically, I just haven't been into it as much. A lot of it is just the writing. And then, like, for me especially, a lot of stuff I see, like, I used to drive my friends nuts who weren't wrestlers because we could be watching it and I could tell you exactly what the fuck was going to happen next. I'd be like, now he's going to do this move. Now he's going to do this. Okay, he's going to do this. This is going to happen. Like, I could call people's matches watching it. Because, you know what I mean? Like, and so it got not as fun. And then especially, like, WWE, the way they do their storylines, it became extremely predictable for me. So I'm like, oh, yeah, this was going to happen next, and this is how they're setting this up. And they're going to set this up this way, and it's going to end with, and this person's going to win. Because a lot of it is just, like, some of it is politics, and then some of it is just kind of like this arrogance of we can make you like this person or make you do this. There's like I felt like a lot of missed opportunities. Like, I'm not even the hugest fan of CM Punk like that, but I remember.
Yeah, me neither.
He had like that long.
Not nowadays.
He had that long running title reign, and then they took it away to put The Rock versus Cena in the main event, and then he wrestled The Undertaker, and I remember just being like, if you had just kept his title reign and put it up against The Undertaker's streak, that would have been the hugest match possible.
Ever, touche. I
agree.
The Rock or Cena even had a belt when they were fighting. Nobody cared about it. We just wanted to see those two fight. So it was the most unnecessary title change humanly possible. And like this shit like that was like where I was just like, and I see a lot of that now where you'll see somebody and you're like, oh, they could do something with this guy, but then they'd rather do something with this other guy. And then I just get kind of.
Well,
and like
I got
too. Like, it's weird with them not having an audience.
Yeah.
Who's your dream match?
I was just about to ask.
Me?
Yeah.
Yo, we on it. Yo,
That's another good question.
I got all y'all, man. Who's your dream match, man?
It's weird. I never had a dream match. It was more like I have like a checklist of people that I wanted to wrestle.
Okay.
Just to see what it was like. But I was never like that dude who's like, okay, if I wrestle Hulk Hogan, my career is complete or whatever. If anything, I just had really dumb moments of shit that I wanted to do, and some of them I got to do, and some of them I never got to do.
Yeah.
One of them, I would have loved to have done this nationally. I did not get to do it on like, I did it at HWA, but I didn't get to do it on a major scale. This is, granted, before the Miz and Mizdow. I had one of the greatest finishes ever where I wrestled this dude. I wrestled Andre Hart, of all people, and I just put him over for most of the match because I knew the finish. I just got my ass beaten, would cut him off long enough for him to beat my ass some more and beat my ass some more, and then I did a Killer Bee switch with a man about 150 pounds heavier than me as my stunt double. And the ref and everybody's like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, dude, you're not JT Stahr. And he had like matching trunks like mine and shit like that.
Yeah.
Mosey I was legit 200 even, and he was like probably 3-something, a very large dude. We looked nothing alike other than we were both black and we both had afros and we were American. Like, that was it. And he came out and was my stunt double, and the crowd was just like, what the fuck is happening? And while the ref was distracted, I hit the dude from behind and fucking beat him. And it was stupid shit like that amused me to the point where it was worth everything. I always wanted to, a lot of wrestlers include their real life parents in an angle.
Right.
I wanted to do an angle, like, because I wanted to get my little brother into wrestling. And I always wanted to do an angle where if I was mad at him and my mom came in the ring, I wanted to, like, knock him out and then put my mom in the figure 4. Like, boo at her for not giving me shit for Christmas or something like.
You should have been a writer, man. You should have been a writer, bro. You should have been a writer.
Dude, the idea of putting my own mother in the figure 4 in the middle of the ring and just yelling, woo, woo, and attacking my little
That's dope, bro. That's dope.
How bad I used to fantasize about doing dumb shit like that. Like, most of my ideas, when I would tell people, they would be like, dude, it's fucking dumb. But if they ever got done, like I talked somebody else into doing it or it happened, it was always the most over thing on the show. Like I did that multiple times. Like I was telling him not to put this dude like under the bus, but it drove me nuts. There was an angle I had with this guy who never really got that over. And he had like left and come back multiple times. And I remember they wanted to do an angle with me and him because I could get heat. They were like, okay, this will get heat. And the idea was like I was going to win the TV title again. And then he was going to chase me for it. And it was kind of a standard angle. Yeah, I had was I was like, look, I just won this number one contenders thing for a title shot. The guy who held the belt was Chad Collyer, who I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's fucking phenomenal. He was trained by Dean Malenko, and they look like it looks like his son. If you ever look up Chad Collyer, they look like twins.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're so familiar. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And they wrestle exactly the same. There's actually a match of them wrestling each other, and it looks like some weird video game shit when like two people pick the same character. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like Ryu versus Ryu fighting. It's awesome. But he was phenomenal. And I was like, dude, I could have beat this dude for the TV title. And I was like, but I was never like, yo, I got to look like this badass. I was like, you know what would be actually more awesome since I had the number one contenders. There's this big argument over who's going to face him for the title. What if I make some argument because you just won this match so you get a shot and I get a title shot anytime I want? You go out, you wrestle this dude, you have like a long half-hour knockdown, drag-down-out match, and you win clean. You're playing your music, you're crying, you're holding up the belt, you finally won a title for the first time, and then I just slide in the ring, hit you from behind, hit my finisher, pin you 1, 2, 3, and everybody's going to be confused, and I'm going to grab the microphone and be like, hey, my contract says I get a title shot whenever the fuck I want. I chose now.
That's a dirty hell.
This was before Money in the Bank. How many?
That's Money in the Bank. That's Money in the Bank shit right there.
No, this is about half a year to a year before Money in the Bank ever happened.
Wow.
So this is an idea I had. Here's what's awesome. Here's where you're gonna go. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
I picked the idea. Everybody's in the room. He goes, yeah, and they're all like, oh fuck yeah, that's gonna be some heat. They're gonna be chanting Hustler's belt every time you fucking come to the ring because that's such a bitch way to win a title. And he's like, yeah. Then the next week happens, he's supposed to win it. Yeah, man, I don't know about this, man, me having the belt for like 30 seconds shit, man. I don't know about that, man. Like, what if I just win this title and you win it, like you take it from me next week? Like, he ended up taking the whole fucking thing. So all that ended up happening is instead of me taking the title from him that way and then him winning it back, and then, eventually after, chasing this dude who stole the title from him and then being this champion who finally has his belt and everybody's behind him, all that happened is we waited a couple weeks. I took the belt from him, and then he never got it back because he had heat for a little bit, and then somebody else got more over than him, and then they ended up feuding with me for the title because he was over for his theme music. And then if he won, his theme music was really cool. The crowd cheered again, but like during the match, everybody was like, "Yeah, it wasn't whatever." But that was, he fucked himself. And to me, I'm like, dude, you realize this makes you look better if you win the belt for a second. You're already beat up. You've already been in a fight, and I knock you out. If I go out and we just have a match, and I fucking beat you. If I don't want to give you a title shot, nigga, why should I give you a title shot? I already beat you.
That's being smart.
Yeah. That's true.
There's so many angles I've seen like that in wrestling where people fuck themselves. We had an angle. This was not my idea, though. This was Cody's idea, but it always pissed me off because I was like, I wish I had thought of this shit. And they totally could do some shit like this in WWE. I'd probably pitch this shit if I was there. They had this angle where there was like this group that was running out and they were jumping people. One of our managers, they knew it was him. His name was Patrick Black. So he started calling it the Black Militia. But they'd have like masks, they cover head to toe, and they'd run out and they just jump random people 4-on-1. And so these attacks were going to go on for like a couple months. And nobody knows who's doing it. And
Asian and eights, man.
it was built up for a while, right? and a bunch of different people dressed up because it was like, okay, who's available to dress up and do? So nobody knew who was doing it. People just knew these guys were getting jumped, and it was finally going to be revealed who this group was, who was jumping people. You know who was going to be? Fucking girls.
What?
What?
Our dear fucking revolution type shit. And I'm like, yo, this is going to get them over. And two of them was like, nah.
Sexism.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Sexism, you know?
No, the girls didn't want to do it, not the dudes. All the dudes were like down for this shit. And plus, we had already been getting jumped for fucking months anyway. So when it was revealed, it was like, oh, this is going to be hot. Like, we're all in the back. We know you. We're cool with you. We're like, yeah, we want you to get over. And it's hard for most of these girls, other than being hot, because if there's only like 2, 3, 4 girls, the same 2 girls are wrestling each other every fucking week because we had a weekly TV show. So how many times can you fucking the same person and keep it exciting? Motherfuckers.
So we're gonna know, yeah.
Like, it got old. And then it's fucked up because there was one of the dudes, Logan, wanted to start bringing in like some of these outside girls from like TNA or whatever who had a name. He was gonna pay out of his own money to bring them in. And a lot of them didn't want these girls to come in because they were fucking jealous because they were like, oh, the girl's more over than them. But to this day, I'm like, how the fuck do you pass up that opportunity if you're a chick? And 2 of them were down. By all means, 2 of them were down. But 2 of them were like, ah. And I remember,
yeah.
They're fucking stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life, that you would get that opportunity. Like,
that's so cool. It's the coolest thing ever.
Beating up grown-ass men, like, that's, you want to be taken seriously, and you're like, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to keep wrestling the same 2 bitches.
Nigga stupid. Stupid.
You know, multiple times a week. And really, it's more than once a week because we had the weekend shows. Like, even if we had a Saturday show and no Friday show, that's still at least twice a week the same 4 girls are going at it.
I'm tired of you, bitch.
Jeff, I already know what I want for you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say this to everybody. AEW developmental booking head right here, Jeff. Bam.
Oh, dude, here's the thing. It's weird because I ran into some cats for AEW when I was doing, because my other thing, I draw. So I do a lot of like storyboards and shit like that. One of my buddies has a company that, like, they do like the airbrush characters and shit. And so we would travel to all these comic book conventions, like really around the world. Like, I've been to Paris a bunch of times. I've been to Auckland, New Zealand.
Wow.
Places just drawing motherfuckers, right? And weirdly enough, a lot of times I go to these places, I end up running into like different wrestlers that like sometimes I know or whatever. And I ended up drawing some people who like they worked at AEW. And I was like, yeah, I used to wrestle, blah, blah, and I'm like talking to them. And they're like, oh yeah, BJ Whitmer. I was like, oh, you know BJ. So I was like, oh yeah, it's like a dude.
Everybody know BJ.
And so it was like, yeah, he's like working there. He's like writing or whatever. Like I said, I haven't talked to him for like a while. Like, we're still friends on Facebook, but we weren't like the closest dudes. Like, we always got along where I liked them, but we weren't, you know, whatever. But yeah, I was like, man, I should like call them up about possibly trying to get like a job, like writing there or something like that. Because it's something I know I can do. Like, not even like on some like I hit 40, so I'm not thinking they're gonna try and turn me into some like huge megastar at this point.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know, at the end of the career, I'm like, well, I've been in the ring, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about there. I've got a degree in film. I understand about like editing and you know, certain other like aspects of writing. So I was like, dude, I feel like I'm a good go-between for the production side and the wrestling side, whereas a lot of people have only done one. And I'm like, dude, I've done both. I've got years experience in both. So this could end up being like where I make my mark or my bread and my butter. And then Kobe was like, because the big thing they were saying was like, dude, they're going to be in LA in like 2 months. So when they go there, like, yeah, you need to just like show up and like just kind of hang out and like talk to some of the people, whatever. Like, we'll be there. And like, you already know, and I was like, yeah, I know this person, that person. Moxie's there now. Like, I fucking know him. I was like, yeah, I'm going to fucking go up there and try and like, you know, because like I said, I was always good about working, but I was always bad about finding the work. Like, every it's usually like somebody else going there and be like, dude, come on, man, like just come with me up here. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, every time I would, like, it was like once or twice. Like, that's how I got saw at Nashville. I actually called somebody And he's like, yeah, come on down. And I was like, oh, that was easy. I never had that thing where I was like you talk to like Mr. Kennedy, he's like, oh, I did this, I sent out this tape, I did this, and blah, 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 and I did this, and like it was a job. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes way more sense than what I did, which is just expected if I get better in the ring, somebody will find me. Oh, somebody's called me. I guess I have to practice more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it has its merits. I mean, when you do get called up, you're probably pretty good because you've been practicing all that fucking time, but you know.
So, Jeff, you talked about like commentary not getting some things because like the generational gap and some things going over their head.
It's not even just commentary. It's like a lot of stuff. I think it
was like the whole goth thing we were talking about when that kind of.
I think it's the whole reason. I think it's what's killing WWE now. Even NXT was doing a lot better. It's because Triple H was running. Even though Triple H is not like young, he's still younger to get some of the shit. Like I was thinking about stuff like, say for example, Gangrel. If you look back and you remember when Gangrel debuted, how shitty of a gimmick it ended up being in WWE, even though it was a dope gimmick, because he came out, he had the super awesome entrance, and goth shit was big back then. But then once he started walking to the ring, you could tell these older dudes don't get it. So like JR's like, he thinks he's a vampire or something. And then even later on, he's like, yeah, he lives the gothic lifestyle. You could tell he's like, I don't know what the fuck goth means. I don't.
Yeah.
It is. So the whole thing didn't go because sometimes you can have a whole ass gimmick, and it could be a great idea, but if the people running it don't understand your gimmick, I can explain it to you, and then even if you like it, you can go, okay, cool, and then you translate it to something else completely that doesn't get over, and you're like, well, I guess it wasn't a good idea. And it's like, no, man, you did it all wrong.
That's a fact.
It's like a finish in the ring. If this guy isn't standing right here, that finish doesn't work anymore, and it becomes ridiculous.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be in the right place. So to understand a gimmick, you have to get it right. I had a gimmick. I think it was what started the conversation with me and you. I had a gimmick that I wanted to do that, admittedly, I kind of ripped it off. The gimmick anyway, and then I kind of had a way I wanted to go with it, and they didn't really get it, and they kind of did another thing, which I still got over, but it wasn't the same. Do you guys remember Battle Dome?
Yes.
I do, yeah. I remember it.
It was basically American Gladiators, but the Gladiators had no wrestling gimmicks and stayed in character. A lot of people don't realize this. One of the characters that I was kind of basing the gimmick off of was Terry Crews. He was not famous back then, but he was going by T-Money.
Wow.
The whole gimmick was he was like
a fun fact.
He was like the spoiled black athlete. So he would come out and he had an entourage of dudes that were like, yes, man. They were like, yeah, T-Money, you got this, T-Money, what's up? And then he'd go out there to compete, and he'd take off his gold chains and hand it to one dude.
Yeah.
Take off his rings and hand him like the other dudes take. One dude would have his jacket, and he'd be like, yeah, and then he'd get in the ring or the thing, and he would go compete. And like, if you won, you talk that shit or whatever, but like, that's what it was. That's really what MVP should have been. If you really want to keep it real, that should have been MVP shit. I don't know how anybody thought of that when MVP came out. It made perfect sense of what he was doing. But yeah, I had a gimmick that was similar to that. And it when it wasn't going right, I kind of just turned it into Tracy Jordan from 30 Rock.
The OG.
That's the OG.
I just got weirder with it. My promos just got like more ridiculous. And then I just started saying dumber shit. But,
let me ask you this, JT. So what's next? Let's say, obviously, you could be a hell of a creative head writer. WWE, NXT, or AEW.
You're great in the ring. You're great in the ring too.
Oh, you understand the psychology in and out of it. You know how everything fucking works. But do you want to come back and do it again? You want to be a head trainer, or for you to get back into pro wrestling again, which I'm obviously you still are, but what is it that you want to do exactly for the business? Do you want to do all the above, or like what's the main thing?
I think realistically. If for no other reason, I really didn't like my last name. I mean, it was over with the crowd, but like the dude I was wrestling, I was just kind of like, and I was like real tired and jet lagged, and I just kind of was like, I felt like I was going through the motions. I wouldn't mind maybe having like a last run, like even if I just did like a year straight of just whatever, where my main concern would just be people I can have really good matches with. I wouldn't necessarily be like, yo, man, I want to come in and like titles. I mean, it's a fucking work. I've had most places I've ever wrestled, they've thrown belts on me, which is a compliment. So I like that part because it's like saying like there's basically two reasons you get a belt. You need a belt to be taken seriously, or you make the belt serious. And for the very beginning of my career, it was the first. And then later on, it was the latter. People were throwing belts on me because they were like, oh, man, like, last dude was not over or whatever. So I definitely feel like that part's cool, but really, like, I just like the idea of going there to get the respect so that people, like, know, like, oh, no, this dude was, like, legit. They know who you are. But two, also, so I can work my way into writing and not go, like, hey, this or this. People aren't like, who the fuck is this dude telling me something? They're like, no, he was pretty good. Because if, like, I'm not Arn Anderson. But if he is a road agent that's telling you something, or Steamboat or any of those dudes, you at least knew that they were wrestlers. If, fucking, whoever, they're, but if just some random writer's like, I think this is a good storyline, and they were just some dude from a fucking, I don't know, soap opera or something. You're like,
pretty much from Hollywood, yeah, pretty much.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I would want to do that for that reason, but dude, just for I'm still in good enough shape, and obviously I've been trying to get in better shape again now. I would still like to just see what I could do. You know what I mean? Just
I would love to see you back in the ring, and I would be
I'm
there.
a fan.
Oh, no
I'm
doubt.
definitely a fan. We all fans, man.
Yeah. I mean, I seen your matches already. I'm like, man, I'm speechless. Like you could tell that exactly, how the story, how you putting the story in the ring, besides outside of the ring.
Like how you explained the Great Muta when we were talking, like you said, like Great Muta, if he was a film director in the ring in one way or another.
No, if Muta was a film director, he'd be like Christopher Nolan.
Oh yeah, that's shit. You're right about that. You're absolutely right.
Yo, right.
So detailed. Like I remember Jimmy Yang and me were talking about this because like Jimmy actually got to like meet and talk with him, so he was like confirming some of the shit that like I would like from watching him. And I remember him being like, dude, like they would talk about wrestling. He'd talk about how like Muta would even be thinking about what his fingers were doing, like what are you doing with your hands while you're doing this or whatever. And then when you go back and you watch him in the ring, he's in there, and even like he's not engaged, he's just standing there, but he's some like whatever he's doing to where he's so engaging to watch, just standing around. You go back and you watch a match with him, just in between, he just goes to the ropes and he's doing this weird thing. And like so many like Japanese wrestlers or wrestlers in America got their swag from him. Tajiri got his swag from fucking Great Muta. Like all the they got fucking Muta swag. And people talk about like, oh, the Mount Rushmore, Hogan and this person, and I'm like, and you fucking left out Muta, suck a dick. Like
that's why I put Muta on my top 5. What now?
I'm not hating. But tell him who you put.
Right.
When people talk about Japan, they'll talk about Inoki, and yeah, he was a huge star, but fucking Muta is that dude, man. Like he's that guy. And he's just, I don't know, man, it's weird. Like the other thing about Muta is he could wrestle everywhere. Like a lot of those dudes, like Inoki, as huge as he is in Japan, and he wrestled the American dudes, but he mostly wrestled in Japan in the Japanese style. Muta wrestles in Japan in the Japanese style. Muta comes to America, he can wrestle in WWE and adapt to that style. No fucking problem. So go.
Well, that's what he did in WCW. If you saw that, that's what he did.
Yeah. That dude is just, in my opinion, one of the best. But there's also a thing of like, who's a bigger star versus like your actual wrestling ability. Hulk Hogan's star power versus his wrestling ability. But
nigga, Hogan couldn't wrestle for nothing in the world.
Sucks.
Like somebody like me, I'm like, well, you pushed him to get him over. Like how much of a, to me, I measure like how much of a star are you if you're not winning all the time. And that's the thing. A lot of people,
Yeah.
when I look
I
at
agree.
I'm like, if you got to win every match to be over, are you that over? You lose every week in the crowd.
You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied.
Over. And too many people who book these shows don't think about that shit. This guy's not winning because he's over. He's winning because we're trying to get him over. Like, over here, like certain wrestlers, and I'll give them props. I think.
Excuse me, fellas. Yo, my shit is about to die.
Name,
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt y'all.